Hi, everybody. Welcome to Confidently Be You. My name is Jennifer Shlomovich, and today I'm discussing financial confidence with my special guest, Xiao-Yu Cheng. Xiao-Yu is originally from China and now lives in Germany. As a self-employed professional for over a decade, her work between three different continents, including North America, Europe, and Asia, has always been about connecting people and building communication across different cultures and industries. Each step in her career path has brought her to where she is today as a leadership and intercultural transition coach and business consultant. She works with professional individuals and business owners who are considering transitioning their career or business into a new area or phase to support them making conscious and efficient choices among the exciting opportunities while thriving in a multicultural environment. Xiao-Yu, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. It's a pleasure.
So, yeah, it's really nice to have you here. So, one of the first questions I always ask my guests is, what inspired you to do the work that you do?
Yeah. I always love this question because so as I start talking with what's my top value, so which is freedom. Because when I tell people I work as a freelancer, I work for myself. People say, for sure you have the freedom, like a physical freedom. But I always say the freedom not only about a choice of my work style, lifestyle, but also the freedom to think, to make choice, to make a decision, to continue moving on. And when I discovered coaching, I was like, awesome, because not only this career and also working for myself can kind of continue, I can value this, align with my value, but also I'm empowering people to pursue their freedom by their own definition. Yeah, and the other thing I think is my passion for people. Like you just did amazingly introduced me. So I just enjoy working with people. And when I look back now, I'm from marketing consulting background. I always work with people from different part of the world, different all walks of life. And coaching is all about people.
Oh, yeah.
So, right, we work with people, right? So that's the thing. And for sure, the last thing is business. Or we say entrepreneurship. I work for myself, and also I guess it's not about the money or what the business bring to us, like the physical thing, but it's really how a group of people can come in together and make something happen. Because that's how I see business. If you think business, no matter what's the size or what industry, in the end, it's about what makes things happen, and all these are done by people. If you think. Right. So I think that's like the thing of my motivation or what inspired me to do what I do now. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So it sounds like connecting with others, collaboration, and inspiring people to step up and be better versions of themselves and achieve the things that they want to do. Because a lot of people out there feel stuck. They want to be free. They want to feel free to do the things that they're passionate about, but it's very scary. Especially when you're stepping, because there's that security of working for somebody else and getting that paycheck. But a lot of people get frustrated with that, or maybe they want to have that, but in a completely different industry altogether. So having that change and being able to provide that support is such an amazing skill to have, to support other people to be the best versions of themselves. And it's supporting your value too, because you're being free to do what you love, and then you're helping other people feel free to do what they love to do. So what are some of the challenges that you had when you first started supporting your value of freedom and working for yourself?
That back to a decade ago, long ago. Long story short, but because actually I only had one, my first and my only first full-time job. So it was like a 3 years job. I started an internship. I guess I don't know if it was a challenge, but challenging for me. But I think it's about the unknown of the exciting world. Because my first job, I got to work with different people, like really who got to travel around the world. They are businessmen. I was like, so amazing. And even someone that in their 60s that's still so passionate. And they come to, from Europe, from the States, come to China to do business. I was like, I want to be like that. But I think at that time, the biggest challenge is really I had no clue how to come from here go there, because I don't have like so much experiences in building my business. But I guess my biggest power back then is also because I don't know what's ahead of me, because you don't have so much fear, because I didn't, to be honest, experience too many failure yet,
Oh,
because
that's
I
good.
started out. Because when you have a first job, I have my boss, I have the company, which is a great opportunity to learn
Yeah,
things, to experience things. But you have this platform, or like you have the whole team support you, right? But the biggest challenge, I think, when you go out there by yourself, it's about to prepare yourself for the unknown, the challenge. And I think I was lucky because I already kind of built some strengths and knowledge from there. But I think the uncertainty or the unknown of the exciting, but like you said, the scary of the change or the future. Yeah.
absolutely. And that's great that you're able to help support people with that because it is very scary. And it sounds like you learned a lot in your own experiences. And that is a superpower if you're able to embrace not knowing the outcome of something and to be able to take that leap into where you're going and then trust that you're going to land where you want to go
Mm.
to eventually. That's great. And so today we're going to talk about financial confidence, which money I know is an area that intimidates a lot of people. It used to intimidate me a lot. It still does a little bit, but I used to not. I was like, I had zero confidence when it came to money and managing my money. And when I was, my first marriage, I did not really involve myself too much with the financial stuff. I just kind of let him take care of all of it. And eventually, when I went through my divorce, that's when I had to take charge of my finances and learn the hard way about
Yeah.
the very basic things of a budget and just all these other things, which might seem simple to some people, but if you haven't worked with it, it can be very intimidating. And one of the things that I've learned through my work on myself has been about beliefs.
Mm.
And so, how do our money beliefs impact our finances? Because I know that's really where the big challenge is our beliefs.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess because we all say what you believe kind of impact how you perceive everything and how you take
Yeah,
further action, right? But I think I always say the good news is your belief always keep evolving,
that's true.
because
Yeah.
like you just shared your story. I assume, correct me if I'm wrong, but probably your money belief back then will be different from nowadays, because after the divorce and after you taking back the control of your finance planning or everything, the budgeting. So how you see money is different from your experience. You call that a hard lesson. I call that part of the growth, the process, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and really people have different way to see the money. Some people may say like, it's everything's measurement. It measures
Hmm.
everything I need to put a price tag on it. Okay, I care about my kids. I buy them nice things. How much? How much? Oh, if you love me, I need 99 or 999 roses. Oh, Damarines will say, oh, some people say, the money is the enemy. I don't want to be the
Yeah.
slave of money. The economy, the capital saying, oh, some people say, I will be da da da, like I will be happy, I will be satisfied when I have money. Because when we think about all these things, we always use the money like a factor or a physical thing. We depend on it. It's always after that what we have.
Hmm.
The other beliefs could be like, for example, I have enough money. If I have enough money, so I can get what I want. Or money is just one of the tools or channels to get what I want. Right? That's kind of different beliefs. And when we think about those, it's kind of like, I always say money is just like a stack of paper. That's my belief of money. Money. I say money is a stack of paper or just a line of digit in your bank account
Hmm.
until you use the money. Because
That's
my
an
right?
no, that's interesting. Yeah. Sorry.
because we always talk about money, but it's just a piece of paper. But when you use it, when you spend it, or when you make a transaction, something to exchange something that valuable to you, the value that the money bring, actually, that's the thing we want. And that's the thing we take action towards. Or that's the thing how we measure, how we perceive a situation. Yeah. How do you resonate with what I shared?
Yeah, so I resonate on a few of the things that you just shared there. So yeah, first of all, just to circle back to what you're saying about what my beliefs were back then. Back then, I had a belief that I was not capable of managing money. So that's why I gave away that power. And then I had to change that by learning how to manage money myself and navigate things with all of that. So yeah, absolutely. My beliefs did change from there. And yeah, I like what you said about how money is just paper, because we put a lot of power on money. And it's really a symptom of where we are energetically, where our mindset is. And that's something that I learned more about 4 years ago with money and our mindset, to really help me work on all of that. And I realized, like, all these different beliefs, like what you were saying was like money is the enemy. If someone grew up in the household that money is bad and evil, then you're gonna feel uncomfortable around money. If you feel like you're not capable of handling money, then you're gonna take actions that support that. And if you feel like you need money to make you happy, you're not going to be very happy, because all of these things have to come from within. And something I heard a while back, actually from T. Harv Eker, I have a book I read a few years ago, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. I'll also put the link in the notes below. This book was very helpful for me because he talks about how money makes us more of who we already are. So so for example, if somebody doesn't know how to manage money and they win the lottery and they're irresponsible, that's when people lose money, because they don't know how to, it makes them more of who they are. If you're someone who's unhappy and you win money, money's not going to make you happy. It's just going to make you more unhappy, because that's who you are, if that makes sense. So when we work on when we find ways of becoming happy and achieving the feelings that we want to have, that we think money would give us, if we find a way that's in our control to bring that to us, that can bring more money and just more of those feelings to us.
Yeah, definitely agree. And I love the part when you say it's all about how much power we give money.
Yeah.
Right? So actually, the moment you decide to say, actually, I am capable to manage my money, it's you take over the power. It's like we say, you let the money be the master to take the lead, or the money is your servant.
Right.
It's one of your two to bring you to whatever you need, you want to, you have, Yeah, definitely agree with you.
Oh, yeah, and I agree with everything that you just said as well. And so when it comes to money, that can sometimes hold us back from making certain decisions, where there's something in our heart that we want to do, but we're afraid to follow our heart because we start, freaking out, like, oh, I'm not capable of creating a business because, or maybe you feel like you want to get a certification, like a coaching certification. We both went to the same coaching program, so that was a money investment. And so sometimes if people want to pursue some type of education, or they want to invest in their business, there's that fear of, oh, I can't follow my heart because I don't have enough money. So how do you help people when they struggle with that, when they struggle with numbers and what's in their heart?
Yeah, it's funny because you say, actually that's one of my favorite things. Like I always say that, like, follow your heart, but talk with numbers. It's with like a business decision, like you said, funny, people worry, I don't have enough money to start a business. And on the other side, many people also worry, what if I cannot make enough money from this business?
Right.
What if the results turn out it's not how I expected? the income, the revenue. And how I see it's like when you say follow the heart, that's the conscious space, like our intuition, our gut. Like this moment, I know I'll be a great coach. Awesome. What's next? Right. And let's talk about number, because I have the passion, I have the motivation, everything. But the number here is placing the role, like the rational piece, the logical thinking about making an efficient or a productive strategy. And like in the beginning, when you're sharing, like many times we're afraid of this freedom or this change or this new business, what is going to happen. I was talking to someone the other day, who was saying it's like a roller coaster. Why people love roller coaster? I know not everyone, but some people, include me. It's because the excitement, but also because, when it's going up slowly, you feel more and more nervous. There's something super exciting going to come. But why many people still choose to take it, even they don't know what's going to come, because you have the safety belt.
Right. That's a good analogy.
Right. So the number here, it could be like one of your safety belt, because we also have other safety belt. For different people, we all have our own different. Some people, maybe their support system, right? For some people, it's the number, the finance here. So maybe I can share a personal story.
Yeah, please do.
I came to Germany. Yeah, because like you introduced, I'm from China, and I came here 6 years ago. So when people ask me, what brought you to Germany? I can say love.
Wow.
And that's it. And people say, interesting. Like you just, because people see it's like from Asia all the way to Europe. And especially I married a South American guy.
Oh, wow.
So it's really like, big changes for my life and everything. And it's truly like aligned with the saying is, when I follow my heart, I met him when I was traveling here on vacation. Literally, I was planning where to go next summer for vacation when I met him. We're talking about music, traveling, but when I asked my heart, I guess like, okay, I have faith in us. And when we discuss all the aspects, we decide to be together. I have faith in this relationship. So that's the heart piece. Although for sure, I still checked my number. And so for me, the things my business is always about for international clients. So basically the move was kind of easy because it didn't have too much changes impact on my business. And when I checked my saving, I checked my own financial, like the forecast for the future income and how it works in the past and everything. So I have this like ideal number. Okay, so how's my finance number will go in the next 2-3 years? Because no matter where you go, you start a new life. Even for me, I'm married, right? So there is time, energy, and money needed for this transition. So I foresee also, okay, so what will be the ideal way with the financial numbers, and what will be the bottom line? At the time, I was thinking, okay, what if my clients say, we don't want to fly you from Berlin to San Francisco, although it's the same price we fly you from Beijing to San Francisco? Or what if I cannot have many German or European clients as I thought? Maybe I don't have income. So how much money I need? That's the bottom line budget. And when I look at all those numbers, I said, okay, everything will be in my control. So for me, that's my safety net. Or we call that, sometimes people maybe call that financial security. And for me, I just need to check it there because I always have the habit do financial planning. I do review, I do annual review, and I do forecast and all this kind of thing. So it took me, I think, 1 hour to just calculate all the number to have an idea and this and that. I said, okay, I'll go.
Wow. Yeah. I love your story. That's, first of all, very sweet and a great example of following your heart.
Yeah, because this one, love, you have to follow your heart. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes back to intuition, right? When we feel like something is right and we have to do it. And it sounds like you brought it into balance where, yes, it's important to follow your heart, but then, we have to also we have to use our mind, we have to use our brain, we have to use our analytical skills to see how living in our heart, following our heart is possible. But you don't want to stay too much over analyzing things, because then we would be afraid to do anything, right? That's exciting and new. So it sounds like you brought this balance where when you were mentioning about, the safety net and the bottom line budget, and how that allowed you to figure out how you could do this. That was like your security. This is what my heart's saying. How can I make this possible? And by looking at your numbers, you were able to see how you could bring this life together for yourself that you now created for yourself in a totally different country, which that takes a lot of courage, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for sharing that. I really love that story, and it's such a great example of bringing the balance of the numbers and your heart. I Budgeting can be so intimidating. I worked at a nonprofit a while back, and I used to have to do budgeting, teach budgeting courses and work with clients on their budgets. And one of the things that I would say to them, because people are afraid to look, and then when we sat down and we went through everything, you don't realize we don't realize what we're spending until we're actually looking at it. Because buying a cup of coffee every day out can be like $20 in a week, and $20, every week a month is $80. So we don't realize when, not that I'm saying don't get coffee, but we might make a different decision where it's like, oh, because we might think, a lot of people think, oh, I don't have money for something. But then when you start realizing where a lot of your money goes, you can start making intentional choices where, do I need to buy coffee 5 days a week out? Maybe I'll get it once a week and I'll bring it from home. And now I just save myself. Now I just put this amount of money back in my budget. And so that's doing budgeting with clients was empowering for me. It was also empowering with that for them, because it was helping them see what was possible. We feel like something isn't possible because we're focusing on our current situation. But when you look at your numbers and you see, oh, if I make some changes here, then I can make this possible. Or if I do, you can start setting those financial goals for yourself. And then it's that mindset, instead of looking at, this is what I can't do. This is what I can do. And looking, and that budget is that piece of paper that's showing you what's possible. And if something's not possible for you right now, by sitting down with your numbers, if you really want to make something happen, by looking at those numbers, you can find a way to make it happen in some way.
Yeah. Make a plan for stuff.
Make a plan, right?
Yeah. If it's not for today, maybe for another day. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And you can start taking your power back by taking that action towards that plan. So maybe there's a vacation you want to take someplace and you can't do it right now, but maybe you can do it in 2 years. And so by making that plan of, you save this amount each month, you're taking an action towards that thing. So even though you may not have it next week, you're still working towards it.
Yeah. And sometimes also, with the vacation example, so you say, I want to go to the other side of the world for vacation. If it's not happening now, happening in 2 years, but before that, maybe I can take another vacation somewhere close by.
That's true too. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Like something that's in the budget now.
Yeah, the flexibility, because I always say life is for enjoying, it's for having fun. Right. And also, because when we talk about saving plan, many times, because I'm from financial background, actually, I studied finance and accounting. So I always use, the statement chart. You have the assets and the liability. So when you want to have bigger final number, you can have either bigger assets like income, revenue, salary or something, but you can also save money on the other side. But there are also many other things like the intangible asset or the intangible liability stuff. So it's actually exactly like you said, there's always more choices, more options, as long as you take over the power above the money. Don't let the numbers scare you. It's like, no way I can do that. Yeah,
because that's depressing. It's when you feel like you have no control over your finances, that that impacts our mindset, that impacts our actions and what we do. And that's why a mindset work is so important. And as coaches, that's a big part of the work that we do, because shifting that mindset, our whole lens on the world is through our mindset and our beliefs. So when we shift that, we see things differently. When we start seeing what's possible, instead of when we focus on the things that are not possible, then all we're going to see is just roadblocks and barriers, and I can't do this and I can't do that. But when we start seeing the things that are possible, then, like you said, okay, maybe I can't take this kind of vacation in 2 years for another couple of years, but I could take this other vacation that's a little bit closer right now. And so when we look for possibilities, we find possibilities. And we might even get surprises in that too. It might be things that we may not even expect, and pleasant surprises. So yeah, I agree with all of what you said on that.
Cool. Yeah.
And so one of the other things that I wanted to talk about was financial freedom. And what does it really mean to be financially free? I know some people get caught up in, oh, I need to make 6 to 7 figures to be financially free. So do we really need to make a lot of money to be financially free?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got that question a lot. Because sometimes when I tell people, I say, yeah, actually I am financially free, but by my own definition.
That's the big key, definition.
Yeah, by my own definition. Yeah, a long brace, but by my own definition. Because how I see it, the financial freedom is when you set yourself free from the money. Because talking about money, how much power we give it, or what kind of belief mindset we hold around it. Because many times, like the example we used for the vacation, for example, okay, I want to have this much money for a great vacation, a fancy one. The thing is, what do you want from out of this vacation? Is that because you like sunshine, a coastal city, or is that because you want to spend a lovely time with your family? Because the money or the thing you want to do with the money, it's actually just like a container or part of the process to get what you want. Right. For example, I remember in the pandemic time, people start doing the staycation. You have vacation at home, you have vacation in a hotel in your city. Right. So it's about what you want out of from all this. So money is just like a little part of a little step of all this. Right. You want to learn about new things through vacation, then learn about new things in your city.
That's a very good point. So yeah, it sounds like understanding your why. Yeah, understanding your why is so important. Why something's important to you, because like you said, if you want to have sunshine or some whatever, change of scenery, or you just want to have fun, then how can you have fun now? What can you do to have fun? Because when we feel that lack, like we don't have something, then we don't feel like we're free. And so it sounds like it's really all about enjoying and being happy where you are. That's definitely my definition of freedom, is just being happy with where you are. And if there's things that you're not happy about, again, it's that taking your power back. And okay, if I'm not happy right now, why is that? What can I do to increase that feeling? And money is just one small piece of that.
Yeah, just a stack of money.
It's just a stack of paper. Yeah, just a stack of money.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And also, to bring back to your question about like, do we really need 6 or 7 figure to do that? Let's say no matter who decide 6 or 7 figure is enough money. And because many times when we say, when we only look at literally the numbers, the financial piece, sometimes we are holding back because we think we don't have enough money. But sometimes we are also setting a ceiling to limit our potential. Like when I work with young professionals or startup owners, we talk about number. What's your financial goal of the year or of 3-5 years? When they say a number, and then I say, why only that number? So the question,
good question,
right? Why 6 figure? Why 7 figure? Is that all you can make? And what's next after you make that figure? Because for example, make a simple example. So if someone work as a freelancer or work as self-employed, and you start having more and more clients, right, after building your business, and it's come to the time you want to scale up your business, you need to hire a contractor or subcontractor. You need to hire the virtual assistant. If you only look at the number itself, you say, oh no, if I hire someone, I need to pay, which means my profit will be lower. But if you think by hiring people, by spending the money on those people, what you get from this, you get more freedom. You got more time to spend on more important things to continue scale up, like on the concept, on the strategy level
Right.
of your business. Because that's a moment when you set yourself free from only the money piece. You are seeing the invisible. You are also looking at bigger picture and the longer term. Because many times, right, we got hold up with the money thing because we only look at the money, the number itself. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Investing. It's about investing. So when you're investing in yourself in some way, by investing in that additional help, yes, maybe you're spending more money out of your budget, but by doing that investment, you're getting some other value from it. And maybe you even will make more money because now your time is freed up. If you're someone who's creating content for a business, you now free up your time to free up your creativity. You're not focusing on all these other things because you have someone else doing, which then allows you to create more, which then allows more things to happen.
And which exactly go back to the question, the topic, freedom.
Yeah.
Because you are getting yourself more freedom by setting yourself free from the money itself. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And what tips can you share with viewers on how to confidently make financial decisions?
First, and a very important thing, I always say confidence comes from inside. Your confidence comes from you. You cannot depend or count on someone. For sure, we know when people cheering for us, or we have this energy boosting conversation. Yes, but it's always important to look inside, to look back, to bring back to yourself. And some specific tips. Maybe I talk about like a 2-stage. The first stage is something you can start from today. And
Okay.
I strongly recommend for everyone, because whenever you have time, because now when you are not facing stress, now you are facing a decision you need to decide tomorrow. When you are without stress, and to start from today to think about really what's important to you. Right? Because some people like me, freedom, love, that's important. And some people maybe say, I need a big house, whatever reason, because of house, or I need family, it's important to me, right? So what's important to you? And then think about how the money is playing a role with those things.
Yeah, it's the values.
Yeah, the money, what kind of role it's playing? It's helping, or it's going against?
Yeah.
Or it's kind of, parallel, or how they work with each other. And then the last thing is also as you shared your experience, is to build financial planning habit.
Yeah.
Because many times it's understandable, like if you never done it before, all of a sudden you need to submit whatever tax form or something, it could be scary, right? So many details and all those terms, everything. But if you have it either with individual level or with a small business, that's why I always tell people, even you start working as a freelancer, just a one-person business, start with your, just have a spreadsheet. Start with the basic things. And then one day when you need to scale up, or when you need a number, you have it ready. And also this important thing, because the financial planning habit help you to have a clear understanding of your current situation. Like you say, you don't know how much money you spend on coffee until you really put it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And also help you to have a record. When you keep a record, you can look back. When you know your current situation, after you look back, these 2 elements will help you to have a better prediction for your future. So for me, for example, I have a habit. It's like I record like how's my income every month, and every year I have like an annual overview, and I break down into every month. So I know, okay, so my monthly income is how much, my annual income is how much. And after I do this, I've been doing this since very beginning when I start on my own. I start realizing, okay, so actually the November, December, it's always my low season, because for me it's from Thanksgiving and then it's Christmas, New Year, and then it's Chinese New Year in January, February. So for me, the winter time is the low time. But
Ah, okay.
I wouldn't know it until I look back, until because I keep the record. And then what I do is then I plan more vacation time. I plan more personal growth. If I decide to do some learning program, like sign up a course or something, I put in the winter time. And I know I'm not going to lose a lot of business because I decide to take some time off, because most of my business are in the other seasons, the first 3 quarters. So these kind of things help you have better understanding, and also with the financial planning after some time. I always say you can kind of divide them into like a 3 category. The one category is the must. What's the thing you must have? And the second one is maybe. Would be nice to have. And the last one is never. Like never ever. It's just not for me. The reason we want, because the must part is the security, right? The bottom line, the safety net. Because only that part, when secured, then you can continue. You will be free. You can set yourself free. If you worry about paying rent, right? If you every day you still worry about if you have enough food, for sure you can't think about my love. It's hard to think about love, career, my dream, vacation. But if you
Right.
have that part taken care of, like in my case, I always have this like a fixed funding saving in my bank account. I wouldn't touch it, no matter how something so tempting. Because that's the part I save for my, just in case as a freelancer, and save for just in case I need money to take care of my parents. That's my must. And the maybe is something, okay, if I have, be nice, such as when I want to do the coaching training, because I always have this amount of money. I was thinking about to do an MBA or do a coaching or do some certificates, those kind of things. So I have that budget there, but when I check, I already know I have the number. And what is the never ever thing is also, I always say, as much as important, what you want, also important to know what you don't want.
Absolutely.
Right. Because nowadays the social standard, or just how the amazing commercials, right? The social media, everything. Sometimes you get confused. Is that really what you want? Or it's just everybody wants, everybody thought they want, so you also tag along. Yeah. So that's the thing. You can start from now on, get the clarity what's important and how's money playing the role there, and to have the financial planning habit. And then when one day the choice come into place, the situation, you need to make a decision. You just need to follow your heart and talk with the numbers, because you already have the answer, because you did the homework from today on.
I
It's important, right?
yeah,
And you have the numbers. Yeah.
I love all of that. I love everything you just said, and what you said about knowing how your numbers are in the winter. That allows you to make other types of plans. You're able to make best use of your time because you know what you're, instead of trying to cram something in during your busy season, hey, things are going to be slower this time of year. So now I can plan some other things. So there's a lot of power in just knowing your numbers. And I know from my personal experience and people I've worked with, it's like that fear of, I don't want to look. I'm afraid to look. But that's where the power is, because once you look, no matter what it is, if it's bad, it's fixable. Our numbers are not permanent. That's something I would like to say, is if your numbers are not where you want them to be right now, you have to first, what you said, look at them and see it. And I love what you said about, creating a financial planning habit, right? We think about habits with health and other things. We don't normally think about money habits, but having that habit of knowing what your money is monthly and knowing what is going on with it yearly, you're able to make more informed decisions. You can make confident decisions. And so the more information you have about anything allows you to make a confident decision. And so when it comes to money, the more information you know about your personal finances, then you're able to really make those confident decisions. And I also like the different categories, like the must, like those are the necessities. You got to have rent, you got to pay your for food, the things that you have to have. Then, you make sure those things are covered. And then by breaking all these things down into little categories, that helps, that also helps with the prioritization and making those decisions.
Yeah, and I guess also sometimes when people feel like it's scary, it is scary to look at their budget, or when they want to get whatever thing is so expensive, it's because we don't break it down into small pieces,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Either budget or the task, or exactly like we said about the habit. Because if you already have the habit in place, when you need to look at the number, it's much more easier than all of a sudden through everything. And talking about that, I think the other thing is sometimes if it's really scary or just literally like technically out of your capability to do it, I always say work with professionals.
Yeah.
You still look at it, but you have someone professional look at it together with you. Because for example, I always say, I guess take it as like I pay for the ticket to move to here, because when I came to here the first year, actually, I think I paid like 6,000 something euros to hire a tax advisor, because here the tax and the system is very complicated, and so I decided just to work with a professional, because he has experience and he knows like our situation, like all the, because here we have different tax class and everything, the combination thing. I said, okay, I work with a professional, because that person does not give me the confidence, but that person helped me to have better understanding of my
Right.
situation and help me have a more efficient plan strategy. And then I could be more confident. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that, yeah, that's also the same, work with professionals, consultant, advisors, or coach, right? Because I think it's really sometimes when you talk with other people, professional, it's not about you let them help you make decision, but it's about they give you another insight. They show you another possibility, and then you bring it back to yourself, because you will make a decision for yourself for your own finance situation. And then that's where you have the confidence, because everything comes from your own. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that partnership with somebody, because especially with taxes, you can make a mistake and then you could have a fine or end up having to spend more money because it wasn't done correctly. Where by just making that investment, it's giving you that peace of mind, knowing that it's done properly and that you don't have to worry. And that frees up your energy in other ways too, because worry takes up a lot of energy. So yeah, when you hire a coach or a tax professional or a consultant, somebody who's an expert in an area that you're not, it might be, scary to spend that amount of money, but it's that investment, it's that peace of mind, and it's what's that going to bring to you, how's that going to help you, and again, money comes back. We spend it and we make more. Great. Well, I really appreciate, you taking the time to share your story and to share your insight on this really important topic. Before we wrap up, what are some other resources that you would like to recommend to viewers?
I can recommend a book.
Okay, great.
So it's a book is called The Psychology of Money.
Ooh.
It's, part of it as a kind of mirror back, I think I related or like what we shared today about the mindset and how what kind of belief we have around money can, impact, and what's really important after the money or behind or underneath the money. So the book is by House Morgan. I can send you the link after the talk.
Yeah, that'd be great. And I'll put it in the notes below.
Yeah, it's a great book.
I'm going to check that out. I haven't heard of that one. So I'm always trying to advance my tips in money and other things. So yeah, I'll definitely look that up. And what's the best way for people to connect with you?
So I have a website. I guess you'll share in the link. So website have like basic information, what I do, how I do things, everything. And I'm quite active on LinkedIn. Yeah, I love to share content on LinkedIn, and I always love to expand my network there. So yeah, welcome.
Okay, great. Awesome. I will include all of that information below in the notes. Well, Xiao-Yu, it was so great having you on today, and I thank you all for joining. And take care, and thank you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye
Yeah.
for now.
Talk to you soon. Ciao.